Jungles are the most ecologically diverse habitat on Earth. Jungles have played an essential part in preserving the planet as it is and being home to incredible flora and fauna. Jungles have been a blessing to humanity. Jungles are all about trees and vegetation. The forests, tropical forests, rainforests, wilderness, wild, bush, and so on are practically synonyms to the word jungle. The continuous vegetating process helps the jungle area to flourish. They also help a lot in the agricultural process, and it helps in bringing out the rain needed for vegetation growth. People have been blessed with food and water every day and fresh air to breathe due to the involvement of jungles. The African lion is a massive, tawny-colored predator of the cat family. On average, the lion is the tallest of the big cats. An adult male African lion is over 400 pounds and 4 feet tall at the shoulder. They are equipped with enormous fangs and incredibly powerful necks, forelimbs and claws that allow them to hunt, on average, the largest prey of any land animal. Lions are very social animals and live in groups of 5 to 25 individuals called prides. The pride is made up of several related adult females, their cubs, and some adult males. These pride males, often brothers, may come and go, and even be members of more than one pride at a time. The leopard is the smallest of the 4 big cats, but is probably the most powerful pound for pound. They have amazingly strong necks and shoulders, and are able to carry prey often heavier than themselves, high up into the branches of trees where other predators can't reach. The leopard's climbing ability sets it apart from the other big cats and has made it the most successful of the group as far as its numbers in the wild. Their tree climbing prowess doesn't just give them the means to keep their kills safe, it also provides them a quick escape from the many animals on the African plains that can make life tough. The leopard hunts almost exclusively by night, and it is a notoriously silent killer. One of the things that makes the rare man-eating leopard so incredibly lethal. An older or injured leopard that can no longer take wild game may find an easier mark in a nearby African village. Leopards who resort to preying on humans are so swiftly deadly that they have been known to take people from their beds without other housemates hearing. The cow-like eland is the world's largest antelope. However, it has the endurance to maintain a trot indefinitely and can jump a 1.5 meter, 4 feet, fence from a standstill. Both males and females have horns that spiral tightly, though female horns tend to be longer and thinner. Usually fawn or tawny colored, they turn gray or bluish gray as they get older. The oldest animals become almost black. A tuft of black hair grows out of the male's prominent dewlap, the loose fold of skin that hangs down from the neck. Adult males also have a mat of hair on the forehead that grows longer and denser as the animal ages. The giraffe is the tallest animal on Earth, with males topping out at about 18 feet at the tip of the horns, and 11 feet at the shoulder. Although no fossil trail exists, it is assumed the giraffe developed its remarkable physique and outsurvived its relatives by reaching for the treetops. As taller individuals ate leaves and fruits unavailable to shorter individuals, the giraffe thrived and became more and more specialized. While the 6 to 8 foot long, 600-pound neck is most obvious, the giraffe's entire body is a masterpiece of specialization. Both males and females have horns known as oxycones, which are formed from cartilage and covered with skin. Females have thinner oxycones that are tufted with longer hair on top. Males' oxycones are larger, have knobs on the ends, and become bald on top as they mature. Elephant is the largest animal on land. They live in herds of 6 to 30 individuals that may join up occasionally with any of several other herds within the master social structure known as a clan. There may be up to 400 elephants within the clan, and it is believed that elephants may recognize and have different relationships with all of their fellow members. Females stay with the same herd usually for their entire lives, only occasionally branching off to form a new herd. Young males live with the herd until 8 to 10 years of age, after which they may wander about in small groups of males for several years, but eventually live solitary lives, only joining up with herds for a few days a year to mate with available females. There are 2 recognized subspecies of this iconic animal: bush, or savanna, and forest. African bush elephants are the larger of the 2 and their tusks curve out, while their forest-dwelling cousins are darker and have tusks that are straighter and that point downward. The bush buck is a close relative of the kudu and nyala animals, having a short life expectancy of around 12 years old. Their population is considered to be in a good state, with over 1 million bush bucks inhabiting most of the African continent. This is mainly due to their ability to forage, live and survive within the rainforests. At an average weight of 58 kilograms, the bushbuck is the smallest of the spiral-horned antelopes. The animal has been known to resemble the lowland nyalas. Males, also known as rams, and the females, known as ewes, have different physical characteristics. The rams have a fur color that is a dark grayish color. There are around 180,000 to 200,000 brown bears worldwide. Most of them live in Alaska, Canada and Europe, where the brown bear can still roam vast areas almost unpopulated by human beings and covered in forests. The brown bear can reach a weight of between 80 and 590 kilograms, depending on age, sex and season. Despite their weight, the animals can cover short distances at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. Brown bears are generally loners who will only seek a mate for short periods. At birth, bear cubs are blind and naked, and they can weigh only around 400 g. In the wild, these omnivores spend up to 16 hours a day looking for food, which is reflected in the saying, "hungry as a bear." Bears have a particularly good nose. Their sense of smell enables them to sniff food at a distance of several kilometers. Brown bears in the wild are mainly active at dusk and at night. In the wild, brown bears can reach a maximum age of between 20 and 30 years. In captivity, they can get even older. The brown bear is the largest predator still living on the continent of Europe. The warthog is a tough, sturdy animal. Males weigh 9 to 23 kilograms, 20 to 50 pounds, more than females, but both are distinguished by disproportionately large heads and warts, thick protective pads that appear on both sides of the head. Their large tusks are unusual. The 2 upper tusks emerge from the sides of the snout to form a semicircle. The lower tusks, at the base of the uppers, are worn to a sharp cutting edge. Sparse bristles cover their body, and longer bristles form a mane from the top of the head down the spine to the middle of the back. The hippopotamus, commonly referred to as the hippo, is a round, bald, cantankerous herbivore with a semi-aquatic lifestyle and a fearsome reputation. At 14 to 16 feet and 4,000 pounds, they are about as long and heavy as a Ford Fusion. The 3-foot skull houses huge, protruding canines, called tusks, contained in a broad, cavernous mouth that can be opened to a gape of 150 degrees, 3 times wider than the human jaw. The hippo's bulbous body is supported by oddly slender legs, but these legs have osteosclerotic bones, meaning they are extremely dense, with little of the porous material that is present in most mammalian leg bones. The long-legged, endangered Grevy's zebra is the largest of the wild equids. It is distinguished by its unique stripes, which are as distinctive as human fingerprints. Foals are brown with reddish-brown stripes, and gradually their coats darken to black. The Grevy's are more closely related to the wild ass than the horse, while the plain zebra is more closely related to the horse. Grevy's also are taller, have larger ears, and have narrower stripes than plain zebras. They are the largest of the zebra species. All the zebra species are herd animals, highly social and dependent on the camouflaging effect of a mass of striped bodies for survival. Constantly moving, always alert for danger, zebras have surprisingly good eyesight, and it is believed that, despite being monochrome themselves, they actually see the world around them in full color. The rhino is the second largest land animal after the elephant. They have thick, bare skin, which is sometimes arranged over their bodies like plates of armor, barrel-like bodies, gigantic heads, and incredible horns protruding from their faces. The mass is supported by short, stout legs and wide feet that have three both front and rear. Each individual toe ends in a hoof, which leave a footprint that looks like the ace of clubs. These animals have remained unchanged for thousands of years, so the resemblance to dinosaurs like Triceratops is intriguing, but their closest relatives are actually tapirs and horses. There are 5 species of rhinoceros, 3 living in Asia, and 2 in Africa. All rhino species are endangered, except for one subspecies of white rhino, which has recently been brought back from the brink of extinction. The most familiar rhinoceros species are the black rhino and the white rhino, but both of these animals are actually gray in color. The term white stems from a misinterpretation of the word wide, describing the shape of the white rhino's mouth, and the black rhino is so called because it is often the color of the mud it covers itself with. The mongoose is a small animal but an excellent hunter, with keen senses of smell, sight and hearing, and remarkable reflexes. They hunt insects and small animals such as mice, rats, rabbits, lizards and snakes, including one of the most dangerous creatures on earth, the dreaded king cobra. They are largely immune to the venom of scorpions than snakes, although repeated stings or strikes may sicken and even kill them. Some mongoose species live in a cooperative society where each member of the pack has a specific job and subsequent duties. Some are hunters, some stay behind and babysit. Monkeys are highly intelligent and active primates that are broken into 2 groups known as Old World monkeys and New World monkeys. The Old World monkeys, including baboons, inhabit Africa and Asia, and are more closely related to apes. They are generally larger than New World monkeys, have more elongated faces, and have a tail that is not prehensile. New World monkeys are 5 families of primates that inhabit Central America, South America, and some parts of Mexico. New World monkeys are generally smaller, have more flattened faces, and have prehensile tails which they are capable of gripping with. One of the coolest lemur facts is that they can easily jump 6 times their body length. Lemurs are woolly-furred, long-tailed, arboreal animals that are found only on the island of Madagascar off the eastern coast of Africa. There are more than 30 different species and dozens of subspecies of lemurs, ranging in size from the 1-ounce mouse lemur to the 20-pound indri. These creatures evolved undisturbed in an isolated environment for millions of years, and thrived in their island paradise until human beings came to Madagascar about 2,000 years ago. Since then, people have destroyed over 90% of the natural forests, leaving the lemurs, as a group, the most endangered mammals in the world. Most lemurs are plant eaters that indulge in the tropical leaves, fruits, shoots and flowers of the island, while occasionally dining on insects, and possibly small reptiles and birds. They are social, active animals with remarkable athletic abilities, who can leap 30 feet or more from limb to limb using their powerful, long legs and strong gripping hands and feet. The long, thickly furred tail is not prehensile, but acts like a rudder as they fly through the air, and a signaling device while on the ground. Ringtail lemurs are small animals overall, at about 5 or 6 pounds fully grown, but they live in alert communities of 10 to 25 individuals, and use warning calls if danger approaches. Domestic sheep, Ovis aries, are quadrupedal, ruminant mammals, kept as livestock. Like all ruminants, sheep are even-toed ungulates, also commonly called cloven-hoofed animals. Although the name sheep applies to many species, in everyday usage it almost always refers to Ovis aries. Domestic sheep are the most numerous species in their genus and are most likely descended from the wild mouflon of Europe and Asia. Today, there are about 1 billion sheep on the planet and around 900 different breeds, many of these subclassable. Different breeds of sheep are bred for particular purposes such as wool and meat. Others are bred for their different types of milk. Crocodiles live in rivers, lakes and dams in parts of America, Asia, Africa and Australia. Some of the crocodiles from Australia live in saltwater. These saltwater crocodiles are normally bigger than the ones that live in fresh water. While crocodiles spend most of their time in water, they can come out and move around on the land. Crocodiles cannot breathe underwater, they breathe air. This is usual for land animals, which take to the water later. The Sitatunga is a rare swamp-dwelling antelope. It is distinguished by its long, splayed hooves. These hooves make them clumsy and vulnerable on firm terrain, but well adapted for walking through muddy, vegetated swamplands. Their shaggy, oily coat is another adaptation to an aquatic habitat. The male's coats are grayish-brown, while the females are a reddish chocolate brown, with 6 to 8 vertical white stripes on the body. Males are also considerably larger than females and have long, twisting horns. Kangaroos hop to move around quickly and walk on 2 or 4 legs while moving slowly. They cannot walk in any direction and cannot hop backwards. They can hop or jump as far as about 3 times their own height. They can also swim if necessary. The kangaroo is a herbivore eating mainly grass, but some species also eat shrubs. A female kangaroo has 3 vaginas. Kangaroos are marsupials, they carry their young in a special pouch on their bodies. Baby kangaroos are called joeys. Kangaroos live in large groups, called mobs. Horses are adapted to run, allowing them to quickly escape predators, and possess an excellent sense of balance and a strong fight or flight response. Related to this need to flee from predators in the wild is an unusual trait. Horses are able to sleep both standing up and lying down, with younger horses tending to sleep significantly more than adults. Female horses, called maras, carry their young for approximately 11 months, and a young horse, called a foal, can stand and run shortly following birth. Most domesticated horses begin training under a saddle or in a harness between the ages of 2 and 4. They reach full adult development by age 5, and have an average lifespan of between 25 and 30 years. Horse breeds are loosely divided into 3 categories based on general temperament: spirited hot bloods, with speed and endurance; cold bloods, such as draft horses and some ponies, suitable for slow, heavy work; and warm bloods, developed from crosses between hot bloods and cold bloods, often focusing on creating breeds for specific riding purposes, particularly in Europe. There are more than 300 breeds of horse in the world today, developed for many different uses. Horses and humans interact in a wide variety of sport competitions and non-competitive recreational pursuits, as well as in working activities. Cottontail rabbits thrive in highly vegetated or agricultural areas with plenty of grass and plants for grazing and protection. Cottontails find shelter within brush piles and other naturally occurring cover, and in extreme weather, they will occupy abandoned burrows dug by other animals. A single rabbit will spend its entire life within the same 10 acres of land, rarely venturing beyond that unless the availability of food and cover is compromised. Rabbits are herbivores that favor green plants like grasses, clover and cabbage. However, rabbits are adaptable, and their diets adjust to the change of seasons and to their habitat. For example, from spring to fall, rabbits dine on grass, vegetables, fruits and flowers. In the winter they resort to woody plants, twigs and bark for nutrition. Rabbits can sleep with their eyes open, which protects them from danger in 2 ways. They appear awake and thus less vulnerable to predators, and they can more readily detect danger when resting. Rabbits only breathe through their noses, not their mouths like humans and other animals. Some rabbits pad their nests, aka forms, with fur plucked from their bellies. Lizards are part of the reptile family. Reptiles are known for being cold-blooded and for having a backbone. They have scaly, dry skin, and they usually lay soft-shelled eggs. Lizards can be found in many different places, and they all have unique things that make them stand out. The largest lizards in the world are Komodo dragons. Lizards can detach their tails if they are in danger and need to flee quickly. Some lizards squirt blood from their eyes to ward off predators and clean their eyes. Ducks are a group of species of water birds, relatively small in size and with shorter necks than their close cousins of swans and geese. Along with their longer-necked cousins, they make up the biological family of Anatidae. Humans have had a long relationship with members of this family by being economically and culturally important to us. Ducks, in particular, have been domesticated to be exploited for their feathers, eggs and meat. All ducks have highly waterproof feathers. A duck's feathers are so waterproof that even when the duck dives underwater, the downy underlayer of feathers right next to the skin will stay completely dry. Ducks are omnivorous and will eat grass, aquatic plants, insects, seeds, fruit, fish, crustaceans, and other types of food. Ducklings younger than 10 days tend to swim and walk as a group, always close to their mother. Hawks are strong, powerful birds. Their feet are equipped with sharp, curved talons for capturing prey, and their strong beaks are hooked for biting and tearing flesh. Swift flyers, some hawks can attain speeds of over 150 miles per hour when diving.